Hi guys, it's the Black Bonsai Guy, and I am back here again today. Have a couple of meetings today, a couple of speaking engagements. So I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff from Zoom. I just wanted to drop in right here and let you guys know that I will be doing my first solo by myself, completely by myself, beehive extraction. A person posted an ad on Craigslist. They said they had some bees that was coming in and out of a chest, and they're looking for someone to remove them. I hope these are not Africanized bees, and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to remove the beehives all by myself. So pay attention to the video. It is about to get real. This is going to be my third hive. A little bit of nervous, but I'm sure I can do it. I'll be back.
Take exit 281. In a quarter mile, turn right onto Arizona 83 South, Sonoy to...
Alright guys, so this is my first removal, and it's in this chest that's outside someone's home, and I don't know if you can see it now, but it's comb all in there. So somehow I gotta figure out how to get this top off so I can get to them. I'll be back. Alright, we've been working on it. We moving some bees down into there. We got some hun dog, lots of honey. Lots of honey. Starting to do some rehoming. Lots of bees in there. And I got all that comb on the back wall. And all this on the roof I gotta scrape off. So I think I'm gonna just turn this over, shake all of these bees out, and put them in their new box. And we'll go from there. I'll be back. Alright, I took the top off. Tap some more bees out. This is all the comb they drew. This is probably 16 inches by 24. Bees are scrambling and rambling. Still on the hunt for that queen. I'm gonna clean this up. I'll be back. Alright guys. So I did not locate the queen, nor did I locate any brood or any eggs in the comb that I took out. So we're gonna have to either combine these bees with another colony or go ahead and requeen them. I think I'm gonna go ahead and requeen. I saw one site out there that still had some queens available. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. This is my first removal by myself. I planned this out. Everything went to plan, but finding the queen, I'm just kind of hanging out right here and see if she's gonna walk in. But other than that, ain't nothing like opening up a beehive, especially an open hive that's just been out here in the wild. I mean, this shit crazy. But it's the Black Bonsai Guy. I'll be back. So I moved the hive over here back to the original house, and I was looking out here, and I see this big ball of bees down here. I am more than certain that queen got to be in there somewhere. So about to get in there and see if we can find that queen. Alright, moved them, built a little ramp, scooped some up, and I got the box opening right there. You can't see it, but this is the plan. Let them sit here for at least till nighttime. Hopefully by then they're all in that box. This is the pile that was on the ground over here. Still no signs of the queen.
think these guys were queenless. Like I said, I didn't see any eggs in the hive. And these are all forager bees. You can see pollen sacs all on their legs full of pollen. So I got their house in roughly the same location but lower. And we'll just go from there.
Alright guys, I'm back. So let me tell you about this extraction. It was hectic. So I get out there, I got the honey, you know, that was sweet. I took the comb down, that was sweet. Everything was sweet, right? But I did not see evidence of a queen. I didn't see no eggs. I got a part of my shirt wrinkle. I just took a shower. Just hopped out the shower, and this was at the bottom of my clean clothes, so it's all wrinkled up. I didn't feel like ironing it. Anyway, I couldn't find the any eggs. I couldn't find any larvae. There was no brood, no cap brood in the colony that I found. They were all in the top drawer of the dresser. Luckily, that dresser was beat up enough to where I was just able to pull down the face board, and then I could get in there and I could start cutting comb. And here's the thing: the face board had the stop for the face board was like here. Let's say this is the face board, and this is the stop, the thing that actually stopped the draw from, you know, going out the back. The stop was here, so I could only come in with my knife and cut from this area, from the stop to the top of the top bar of the dresser. It was about that much a gap, so I had comb that was from here all the way to the top. All that was comb, but I couldn't get in there initially. I had to cut the comb right here and pull it out. And it was a whole bunch of honey. I got like, I don't have a scale to weigh the honey, but I think that's probably close to 45, maybe even 50 pounds of honey. And that honey is fire. Man, that honey good. I didn't eat a lot of it. So what I did was, Saturday, let me back up, man. So Friday, boom. Was it Friday I did that? Or was it it was on a Saturday I did the extraction. So I did the extraction probably around 3, 4 o'clock. I was done with the wrap up. So I went out there at 11:30. I was done around 3. And all the time, I spent the most time really looking for the queen, as y'all can see in the previous videos. I could not find her. I could not find the queen. So I was like, all right, I know what I'm gonna do. I built them a little ramp. You saw it in the video. That was actually the top of the dresser. I built them a ramp so they could walk into the hive. So I left that ramp there. I left the hive there. I situated the hive to where they were actually coming into the dresser, so they would think that that is home now. So I did that. I told the people who were getting rid of the bees, I said, look, I'll be back at 11:30 p.m. Now, let me tell you something. 11:30 p.m. when you're 23 years old is equivalent to 3:30 p.m. When you approaching 40, 11:30 p.m., shit, boy, you gonna be asleep. You gonna be asleep. So I'm fighting to stay up around 11:30, right? Because generally around 11:30, I'm watching YouTube or watching a documentary or something like that. I'm just chilling. So I'll go back out there at 11:30. I walk up to the hive, and I just know the bees marched in. I know they marched in. Man, the bees are huddled up on the outside of the box, and they probably was in a ball this big. That big, a ball that big. That's probably 16 inches across, right? They're in a ball that big. And then the top of the bar, the top of the dresser that I used as the hive, as the ramp, they chilling on that thing. They like this. They chilling. They ain't moving. They ain't trying to go in the hive. So I'm like, damn. gotta move this hive. I gotta move this hive. Luckily, this is my third hive and not my second. So I've transported bees back and forth before, and I've seen the power bees have. What they'll do is they'll like huddle up with each other, and you can have a hurricane coming through, a tornado. They ain't moving. They've been here longer than us. They know how to survive. So what I did was I took the box, I put it in the back of my pickup. I took the bees that were on there, and I faced the bees that was in that big ball, and I faced them with that board in the back of my pickup. Put the windshield down so no air or anything could get to them, and they were good. So I get home, I'm like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just take my my box off, boom, tap them in the box. The queen gotta be in there somewhere. She gotta be in there. And then I wake up in the morning, everybody will be in a box. Everything will be sweet. This will be a mystery. So Saturday night, I didn't go to sleep till like 5:30 because I'm just worried about the bees. Well, did they go in the box? You know, why are they not going in the box? So I wake up and I probably got up, I want to say maybe I got up around like 6 something. And I go outside to check on the bees, and at this point, they're still in the back of my truck. I go outside to check on the bees, and they are getting their coordinates programmed to live in the back of my pickup, because that's where they want to live at. They're starting to swarm, so I'm like, oh shit, I'm too late, So I get a moving blanket, I put it over the colony, and I move them into the, I have like a little gate between my door and my front door. So I put them in there. Bees are swarming around. So I'm like, shit, I'm panicking now, you know what I'm saying? Now I don't feel like I'm the confident beekeeper, you know what I mean? I'm like, what the fuck do I do? So I ended up, what did I do? I got all of the bees out of the back of my truck. I brought them to the ones that was in the bar, kind of lifted them up gently, placed them by the hive. They still in this cluster. So I'm like, man, is there a queen in there? And I just don't know about her. So I am desperate. It's Sunday, like around, I want to say 12, maybe 11 o'clock. I am desperate to get these bees in a box because I do not want them to swarm. But they looking like they gonna swarm. You know, they kind of was doing a little waggle dance. Don't know. So guess who saved me? JP the Bee Man. I called JP the Bee Man on Sunday, and JP the Bee Man answered. First of all, I'm a little bit of shock because JP is like a hero. You know what I'm saying? I'm shocked that he even answered the phone call. So boom, I talked to JP. I said, JP, you know, I explained everything that happened to him. He said, all right, this is what you do. He told me to get a sheet and put a sheet down, and then allow the bees to walk across that sheet, and you should be able to see a white sheet just for visibility. He asked me, did I see any eggs in the comb? I said no. He asked me how old I was. I said 38. He said, do you use reading glasses? I was like, no. He was like, you should probably get you some glasses, because you know he's been doing this a long time, so he knows all of the things to look for. So he's basically saying, go go check that comb again for eggs. You might have poor eyesight, and I could have poor eyesight. I don't know. I did check. I still did not see any eggs. I don't have any glasses though. I need to get a little microscope. So boom, I checked that. I don't see no eggs. I mean, I get the blanket. I put the blanket down on the ground. The moving blanket, he gave me good advice. He said, don't ever use that type of blanket that has that nap in it, because what happened is the bee legs, they got like little hooks on them. And if you have a hole in that material, because it's porous, it can go in there, and then boom, that bee is trapped in that. And then he said they can get aggravated and they can start stinging that blanket. So I never forget that. I never will forget that. So I had the moving blanket, and the bees were clustered up on there. So I picked it up gently, and lowered it on the ground invertedly, and I moved the box over, and I was about to get the opportunity to go get a white blanket and put it down. So I have a strap that I use to keep the box closed, a ratchet strap. They are clustered around that ratchet strap. They're clustered in that ball, and there's some of them that's still on the front of the box. So I'm like, man, it's about to be hectic trying to find this queen. So I remember it was one cluster of bees. I kind of picked them up and I kind of moved them by the entrance, and, you know, gave them a little gentle wiggle to see if they have it. The queen was in there. No queen. By the way, JP, he was like, I'm pretty sure you got a queen in that cluster that I was talking about. So I did another cluster, nothing. I did another cluster, nothing. And then he had this little cluster over to the left. I was like, man, that queen ain't gonna be over there. So I took my glove and I kind of poked it just a little bit, nice and gently. And I did not see a queen, but what I saw was a bee that was slightly different. The bee was slightly longer. Turns out it was the queen. But the queen wasn't like any other queens. This queen is lit. She tiny. These bees, I don't know what stock they are, but they are very, very, very docile bees. I lucked up. They are not aggressive at all. I did get stung one time right here. On my gloves, I got these lambskin gloves, and it transitions to a piece of cloth right here, and your suit goes right there. And there was a little gap. They stung me right there, but they didn't. Bees, they can do like a warning sting, and then they can do one where they sting you and they die because their stinger is attached to their body. I got just a little bit one right there, and maybe a little bit that came through on the knuckle. Nothing that actually stung me though, right? But anyway, I am ecstatic because JP was able to figure out. Well, he didn't have to figure out. He knew what to do. He told me what to do. I did it, and it worked. And I was able to get that queen, and I caged her. I put it in a box. That ball of bees that I had over there, the ball I had over on the ratchet strap, they started going in that box. So the bees are in there. Everything is calm and gentle and back to normal. My stress level has come from here all the way to down there. Man, I just feel so much better. That happened Sunday night. I slept great because my stress level went back down. Monday night, I slept even better because, you know, I was assured that was the queen. Because, see, the queen was small. She was small. I wasn't 100% sure that was the queen. I just caged it because her body was just a little bit longer than all the other bees. Just a little bit longer. And I put the cage out near the entry, and I started watching bees flock to her. So I was like, that's got to be the queen. That's got to be the queen. So Monday, that's when I realized, like, okay, you good to go. You got the queen. You Gucci, right? So what I did, JP also told me this. He said, take a frame of brood from another hive and put that frame of brood into this hive. Make sure they got some open cells on it. And if possible, make sure they got some eggs on it. Because that new colony that I just got, they will accept that brood and they would raise those eggs as if they were their own. So I got a frame out of a colony that was thriving. Boom, popped it down there in the middle. That gave all of the bees something to attend to work on. So they're in the process right now of, you know, properlizing that box and sanitizing that box and doing all of the things that bees do when they get a new home. I have the queen in a cage. Today is Tuesday. I'm going to remove her tomorrow. But before I remove her, I will be adding, right now I think I had like a frame and a half of honey. I will be giving that colony, I'm going to leave that frame and a half in there. When it's all done, they're going to have 4 solid frames of honey. So they're gonna have all the honey they want. I'm gonna give them some protein patty. They already got the brood in there. That brood should be hatching in the next 7 days or so. They should be good to go. So that's my third hive, my third colony. I'm keeping everything small. I think I'm gonna only run my setups in 1 deep boxes, and then when it comes to honey production, I'm only gonna do, I probably will do a deep box on one of them, but I'll just do mediums because I do want to keep my population low. I don't want it to, you know, be 3 or 4 deeps, even though that would give me a whole bunch of honey. But from all of the honey that I got, I only took 3 little glass jars of it. It's good honey. I can't wait to go to First Watch to get some biscuits. I'm gonna eat the biscuits in the parking lot. I'm gonna tell them, look, I need 3-4 biscuits. I want them hot, piping hot. I want them fresh. Don't give me no biscuit that's been sitting up there for 3-4 hours. I don't want that. Give me some fresh biscuits. As soon as they bring them bad boys out, because I'm doing curbside delivery because I don't want COVID. As soon as they bring them bad boys out, I'm gonna open that jar, get that honey, throw it on the biscuit, and then boom, I'm gonna enjoy that honey on the biscuit. So yeah, man, that is my bee story. I will never forget this. I done a lot of stuff in my lifetime, a lot of stuff. Whether it's growing up in New Orleans. You know, I grew up in New Orleans when it was the murder capital of the world. It was good times and it was some bad times. Whether it was going to Southern University in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and just, you know, having a good time partying and enjoying that college life. Whether it was pledging to Psi-Phi while I was out there in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Becoming a Mason while I was out there in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Coming out here to Tucson, Arizona, opening a business, you know, getting my PhD. I done a lot of stuff in my lifetime. But I can tell you, nothing has made me as nervous and as worried than when I was dealing with those bees. I wanted to make sure that they survived because I took their colony that was living in a dresser drawer. Those bees was gonna die. They were gonna die. They didn't have no brood, no eggs, no larvae. They was gonna die. They didn't have nothing to survive the winter with, unless all those bees were winter bees, which I doubt. But they most likely was gonna survive. They had plenty. I mean, died. They had plenty of food, but those bees probably was gonna die. So I just felt like. You remove the bees, you got the honey, you got them, you got a box for them. You gotta get them in the box. You gotta do it because you're messing with nature. You're messing nature's cycle up. Those bees was pollinating something in the middle of the desert. They're gonna be pollinating something over here in the middle of the desert. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to make sure that them boys was gonna be straight, or those girls was gonna be straight and be taken care of. And I will never, ever forget that experience. It was stressful. It was high intense. It was, I'm telling you, it was real. It was real. Well, I didn't ramble enough. Got one more thing I forgot to tell you. When the bees were in the front of my house, they were, they had, I had left. I was like, okay, they're probably still attracted to the scent that's in my pickup. So I'm gonna go leave, right? At this point, it was only a handful of bees. Wasn't a lot of bees. So I'm going to go leave and I'm going to go drive away. And I'll come back in like 10, 15 minutes. A lot of bees will just go fly off into wherever. Again, gentle bees. They're not causing nobody no problem. Nothing like that. So boom. I finally get all of the bees that was left in my tailgate. They either flew off. They were gone. All of the bees that when I returned home, I didn't see no bees. I was like, it's good. I'm good to go. I got the bees behind the gate. Some of them are flying around inside of my gate. Not that many. Nothing that I couldn't handle or manage. Again, very gentle bees. Don't cause no problem at all. So I park my car. I get out, and my light, my what they call those floodlights. They're clustered around in a ball by my light. I'm like, oh my God. Why do you guys not want to go in the fucking box? I gave you a box. Why do you not want to be in there? So I found out how to get them. What I did was I moved my box that was in the gate closer. It was closer to my door. I moved it closer to the gate. And then what I did was I sprayed a little sugar water and honeybee healthy on the gate. And those bees that was on that cluster, they flew to the gate to talk to their friends that was on the other side of the gate. They all collected, was able to scoop those guys up, put them in a box. Everything was kosher. That was another, that's when my stress really went through the roof. You know what I mean? But that's it. It's the Black Bonsai Guy. I will not be getting any more bees. If anything, I will be doing splits and selling some splits to keep the colonies low. I probably will, like I said, never go past the deep setups that I have right now. I don't want a lot of bees. I just want something to help pollinate the garden, make sure my fruit yield is higher, make sure that everyone around me has higher fruit yield. In the area that I live in, it's pretty secluded, and most of the bees that do come around, you know, it's not nothing new. We got bees all year round. I got a tree in my backyard. There's bees always up there, right? They taking pollen, nectar, all that stuff, right? All these bees are going to do is, you know, help further pollinate the garden a little bit more. But that's it. I've rambled enough. It's the Black Bonsai Guy, aka the best beekeeper in Tucson, Arizona. And I'm out, man.